Welcome to this practice. I've called this practice nesting, and it was inspired by the really simple but beautiful act of gathering the resources we need to feel safe and warm and supported and grounded. So, this is where our practice begins. So, I do invite you to take your time to gather these resources, to set up this nest for yourself. And there's no rush in doing this. And as we are doing this practice together, thinking about how all of your senses might play a part in this work. So, with touch, thinking about what soft, cushioning props and resources you can bring in. So I have a pillow and a bolster. You might bring in a blanket or an eye pillow. Make sure that you're warm, socks, jumper. I've also put a few suggested playlists in the description so you can have a little listen and feel into what sounds feel really supportive for you today. With smell, I've lit a candle, and I also have some rose water, but you could spray, if you have something like lavender oil or other calming smells, perhaps spraying that around your room or directly onto the props that you'll be working with. And just really tapping into the value and the importance of this practice of creating your nest, of showing up for yourself in this way. And we'll be setting up for a lying down body scan. So something under your head, something under your knees. Depending on what space you're working in, you might also have props you can place under the backs of your hands. Perhaps an eye pillow, a blanket over the body. You know the drill. And we'll take our time and we'll meet lying on our backs. And as we begin to arrive and settle in, you might quietly ask yourself if there's anything else. You need another spray of smell to fall over your body. Would you like another blanket? And sometimes it's helpful to imagine asking a friend, what do they need? Imagine you as a friend to yourself asking, what do you need? What do you need right now to bring in a little more comfort, a little more softness? We'll have our arms down by our sides, palms up towards the sky. And starting to pay attention to the sounds of yourself, the sound of your breath. We've done a bit of moving and wriggling to get into this place of stillness, so the breath perhaps is a little loud. So just tuning into that, hearing that. And then bringing the awareness further out to any other sounds in your room. If you're playing music, you might hear these. You might also hear the sound of my voice. You might hear the gentle hum of a radiator, or the flickery sounds of a light bulb. Bringing your awareness out even further, outside of your room. I'm lying next to a window and I can hear a very loud chatter of birds in the trees. You might hear cars driving past, the sounds of people walking by. And then if you were to bring your awareness one step further to the roads, one road along, bringing your awareness further out to the next street, and the next street, and the next. Let's come into the body, and I'll guide you through a body scan, working from the tip of your head all the way down to your toes. And you don't need to move, you don't need to do anything, we're just allowing our attention to guide through each part of the body. Starting with the head and allowing the weight of the head, the weight of the neck to fall into the pillow or the ground you have beneath you. Your eyes settling back into their sockets, softening through your cheeks, unclenching your jaw, and allowing your tongue to drop away from the roof of your mouth. Softening any tension in your chin, your throat, and the back of your neck. Bring your awareness to your right shoulder, letting it melt into the floor. Your right elbow, your right wrist, the palm of your right hand, your right thumb, index finger, middle finger, fourth finger, and fifth finger. Bring your awareness up your right arm and across to your left shoulder, your left elbow, your left wrist, the palm of your left hand, your left thumb, index finger, middle finger, ring finger, and your pinky. Traveling up with your awareness to your chest and your heart space, letting your heart soften. Continue traveling down to your belly, softening through your pelvis, your glutes, the front of your hips. Allow both of your legs to feel really heavy as they're resting on the prop beneath your knees. Soften through the backs of your knees and the tops of your knees. Allow your shins to soften and your calves to melt away. Finding a letting go through your ankles. Letting your heels drop down into the floor. Soles of your feet and all of your toes unclenching. Allow the whole of your body here to rest. The whole of your body can rest. We'll have a few moments here together. Nothing else you need to do. Nowhere else you need to be. Can you start to bring your awareness to the tip of your nose and feeling the temperature of the breath as you inhale and exhale. Perhaps noticing as you inhale, the air at the tip of the nose is cooler. And there might be a warmth to your breath as you breathe out through the nose. And starting to bring the awareness to your breath as a whole. Not needing to change anything, but just noticing the rhythm of the rising and falling that is already there, already moving through you. Starting to deepen this breath, deepen your inhale. Parting your lips and taking a sigh away as you exhale. Keep your eyes closed, but bring a little bit of movement into the tips of your fingers and the tops of your toes. And perhaps this might grow into circling the ankles and the wrists. And let's roll over onto one side. So take all the time you need to get there. Bring your feet to standing. Rolling over into a fetal position. allowing the weight of your belly to drop down towards the ground. And keeping your eyes closed, we'll start to make our way up to a comfortable seat. Let any props just fall away. Bring your left hand to your heart, your right hand to your lower belly. And I invite you to hold a moment of gratitude for yourself for showing up in this way, for giving yourself this level of care and attention and time and love. Let's bring the palms of the hands together and find a rub, warming up the hands. And we'll place the palms over the eyes, letting this touch encourage another softening through the eyes. Perhaps that can ripple into the nervous system. And with your hands over your eyes, we'll start to flutter the eyes open. And take your hands away from your face. Thank you so much for sharing this time and this practice with me. And do continue taking your time as you let this ripple out into the rest of your day.